Hello everyone, my name is Daniel and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my Highland grow tent. I call it Highland. In the summer it's more intermediate. The rest of the year it's Highland. Sometimes in the winter you'll get Ultra Highland. Sometimes I live pretty far north, so it gets really cold in the winter. Yeah, let's just get into it real quickly. This is Rob Cantley by Spatulata. This one's pretty large. This is one of the first pictures I've gotten on it. I believe I got this from Gem State Carnivorous. This is right next to Spatulata that I got a few years ago from Carnivorous. It's put on a lot of size. This picture's pretty old, which is really surprising. The pictures themselves are really kind of papery, almost like Hamada in a way. Maybe not as papery as Hamada, but pretty thin. This is the... Let me turn this fan off, so it's probably pretty annoying. This is the actual plant of Spatulata. It's vining now, and I've heard that once they get to a certain size and they flower, they kind of flower every year pretty reliably, so I'm really hoping it flowers this year. This is a confirmed female from Borneo Exotics. I really love this plant. There's a picture back here. I think this is from a basil, possibly. I haven't checked, but this is the first time I pulled this picture out. It's pretty nice. I think it's from a basil down there that I can't get to. What's next? This plant here is truncata by Bayak, or Insignis, I think is what used to be called. It's Bayak now. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've never heard it pronounced, but I really like this plant. I got it from Todd's Tropicals on eBay. I can't remember. I think this is a confirmed female. Yeah, it's a female. It hasn't flowered for me yet, but the vine is pretty big. Hoping to see flowers this year. That would be really cool. This one grows great for me in highland conditions, even though it really is probably a lowland plant. So I really think if you can get your hand on that, any cutting or whatever, you should, because it's just a really easy growing plant, no matter what your conditions are. I mean, I do have humid conditions, so maybe they just really like humidity. What else do we have here? This is Sibuensis crossed Maxima cross Ophipiata. This plant has gotten really big. This is the whole plant here. It's almost like 2 feet across. At this point, it's not a great spot for it. I did just move everything around, so it's kind of taken me a second to locate or remember where things are. This is a seed-grown Maxima from Malaysia Tropics. I believe I got from Carnage Farms. This is a VGI Borneo crossed Vogelii. I got this from my buddy Andrew. Originally, he bought this plant from Predatory Plants as a pure Vogelii, but clearly it's a hybrid, and I even reached out to Josh, and he says that it's probably a VGI Barrio cross Vogelii. So he must have been doing some similar breeding or something like that around the time. What else do we have? This is Sib by Loei. Not a huge fan of this plant yet. We'll see. Maybe the uppers will be nice. It kind of reminds me of just like a Ventricosa crossed Loei, which they're nice for sure, but I was hoping for a little more from it. But like I said, maybe the uppers will be nice. Loei plants are always known for hybrids are known for their uppers, so we'll see. This one here is Rob Cantley by Zechariana. I really like this plant because it's got really nice color. It doesn't really get picked up by the camera, but it's super purple. It's almost blue, how purple it is. Oops. I noticed with a lot of Rob Cantley hybrids, the tendrils seem to kind of get stuck, and they always will come out on their own. Don't be tempted to try it and help them along, because I snapped this tendril and this is not the first time I've done that. This is the same thing for this one here. They really look like they get stuck, and they kind of do, but they will release themselves. So don't pull on them. Word of advice. This one here is Diuriana. I'm not huge into like complex crosses, but this one is, I'm sure a lot of you know already, this is an old Victorian hybrid, so it's kind of like a piece of history. So I think it's cool for that. It's also really big, so that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not huge into lowland plants either, but this is a beautiful plant, and I can't remember exactly the true heritage on this. I think it's like some Thorelii hybrid or whatever. What else? This is Aime cross Raja, or I'm sorry, Raja cross Aime from Borneo Exotics. Can't remember when I got that one. This one here, this is Naga cross Bongzo crossed Edwardiana. This one's putting on some size. I'm hoping for some really big pictures soon. All those parents are pretty sizable, so the picture should be pretty large. They open up pretty light and then they darken up, just like Bongzo and Naga. So they'll be what cool to see. What else do we have over here? This is Truncata crossed Spectabilis from shoot. I think it's a predatory plant that I got through Pearl River. Back here, this is Singolana cross Loei. This is a Borneo Exotics plant. I also got this one from my friend Andrew. It didn't picture for me for a long time. It just continued to grow, and all of a sudden it just has pictures all over the place. So I'm really enjoying this plant right now, and the pictures last a really long time. So it's nice to see that plant doing so much better. This is Glandulifera cross Loei cross Truncata. Or, I'm sorry, Glandulifera cross Truncata cross Loei. Possibly. Gland Loei trunk. It's hard to remember when you have so many plants. I do my best, but this plant's really nice. I really like Glandulifera hybrids. I know a lot of people don't. I don't know, man. I think they're really nice. The lowers on Glandulifera and the uppers are super nice. So I find that their hybrids are really nice in both lowers and uppers. This one's really fuzzy too, just like you would expect from a primary calendulifera hybrid. I guess it's not primary, but you know what I mean. It's 50% calendulifera. So this is Rob Cantley cross tenuous, really fat pitchers. I'm really excited about this one. It had some fungus for a while. I treated it, and it seems like it's doing a lot better. So I'm excited to see what that one will do coming up. So another picture from it. This is VGI Candy Crust Candy Yamada. Yeah, this is a stripeless plant. Really fat, green body. This is about all I can ask for in a VGI. I really like these stripeless VGIs like this, especially the green ones. The reason why I like them is they look really natural to me. Excuse me. And I know a lot of people are in stripe plants, and I really like striped VGI too, and I have a couple of them, but there's something about stripeless plants, the way they bronze up, and just the way they look with the green body that I really do like. And this is one of them, and the plant's pretty big at this point. It hasn't flowered for me. I'll get to that in a minute. I can't really get over there right now. We'll move on, and then we'll come back to it. This is a LVB cross Mira from Predatory Plants. I think it's called Lovely Mira. A lot of this mess that you see right here is that plant. It's in this pot right down here, and it has a couple vines coming out of it. There's a lot of pictures here, here, and there's a lot of them down here. That plant's super vigorous. This is Spatulata cross Campanulata. I really like this hybrid. It's a really affordable hybrid, but it's kind of best of both worlds. I feel like you could probably grow this like any temps, more and more cool, and it'll do well. The plants or the size is really nice, and for the shape, it kind of just looks like Campanulata, but large. But it kind of has this like peristome darkening over time, just like Spatulata. So I really like this plant. This is a truncata. I think this is a shoot. I can't remember at the moment. Premium Exotics seed grown. I have two of these plants. The other one is here. One from Gem State, one from Carnage Farms. Can't remember which is from who, but I appreciate you guys. I think that's probably it for this little corner. This is a 4x8 tent, so it's got 4 doors, so I'll do all 4 corners. Alright, here is the other corner of my tent. We'll start over here with this mess. This is Spectabilis crossed Lowii Veitchii, or possibly Veitchii Lowii. I cannot remember at the moment. It's a Borneo Exotics plant. This one's pretty large. I got this one from Josh's plants. Josh's Carnivorous Plants, sorry. This picture is the largest one I've gotten so far. Hopefully the next one coming in here will be a little bit bigger. It's almost a foot long, so I'm hoping the next one will break that. This is Glandulifera crossed Burbigiae. Not much to say about it right now. It really looks like a Glandulifera. Plant's pretty small. This is a truncata something something. I know it's just a truncata. I can't remember the exact parentage of the heritage of this truncata, but it's from Carnivorous. I've had it for a really long time. I had it in cocoa chips. The cocoa chips weren't rinsed enough, and it almost killed the plant. Really, I repotted it, and it's doing a lot better now. But I've had this plant for years, and it's really small still. So make sure you rinse your cocoa chips all the way. I rinse mine for months before I use it. Not saying you have to do that, but it definitely helps. That's for sure. I find cocoa chips are a really cost-effective way to beef up your media, or add to your media, or just add a little bit aeration to your stuff. And I find like stuff like VCI really like cocoa chips. Anyways. Anywho, this is Raja crossed VCI Loei, Andreas Witsuba, Clone 2, I believe. I got not too long ago from Black Thumb Plants. This is Burbigiae. I probably should have mentioned that when I showed it earlier. There's another picture back over here. It's getting a lot larger now. This plant, it's a consistent grower. It's a consistent grower, but it's really slow. Like when I say slow, it will always give you more growth, but the pictures take a long time to get larger, and I mean, this is just my experience. Maybe someone else's experience, is different. But so far with my experience, slow, steady jumps that eventually the plant does get pretty big. This is Chaniana. Chaniana, I believe is how you say it. I really like this plant a lot. I'd probably say that I have been saying that too much, but this is one of my favorite, most underrated species, I should say. It's not one of my favorite species, but I think it's a super underrated species. It's super hairy. And the hairs are kind of strange. They're like long hairs. Unlike a VCI where it's small, short. These hairs are really long, even longer than the hairs on like a Glandulifera. This is a VCI 4033 stripeless, which I'm really glad for, because I have another one over here that is colorful and has stripes. So I'm glad I have one of each. I try to get one stripeless and striped of most of the Barrio varieties that I can get my hands on, at least, especially the ones from Borneo Exotics. Let's see. Another Spathulata. This is Maxima crossed Loei VCI, or possibly VCI Loei. I can never remember. when that cross is involved. I really enjoy this plant too. It's a really quick grower. I guess I'll stop saying that because I probably wouldn't have it if I didn't enjoy it, right? This is a VCI candy, or no, this is a VCI Barrio crossed candy Yamada cutting that I got a while back. It's still settling in, really. I mean, I've had it probably a year and a half. I shouldn't say settling in, I guess. It has fully rooted and is growing well. It's just as a very slow grower. I probably should stop moving it around. That would probably help. There's another spathulata down here. Turn off this fan. See if I can find a glandulifera picture. Sorry about the fog. I should turn the fogger off, but I didn't. I mean, how can you not love a glandulifera? Just awesome. And I mean, the plant is beautiful. Like, the foliage of the plant is awesome. This is Naga Cross Spectabilis. These are upper pitchers. A lot different from the lower pitchers. They age really well. They aged almost this pink color on the peristome, which is really nice. And the shape of them is pretty cool too. Very Spectabilis like. The lowers, very dark. This one's smaller but better angle. Very dark. This is VCI cross Berbigiae cross Malus from Andreas Watuba. This is a really nice plant. It gets really dark. It opens pretty light and gets very dark. There's another one down here. This one here, this is Peltata cross Trismatiensis. I think this one's gonna get really big. I'm really excited. I think this is the one from the Peltata from Borneo Exotics is the one that was crossed with, I believe. Mount Hammy. This is probably my favorite plant in the whole greenhouse. This is a VCI Batu Buli Batu Lai from BCP. I got this one from Cloud Forest Fauna, I believe, Flora, Cloud Forest Flora. A while back, a few years ago. Some people might call this plain, but I think that's awesome. It just looks so good. It's just green and stripeless. The pictures are really large. The foliage looks great. It's super rigid and wavy. Try to turn this. It looks squat from one side, but then kind of elongated on others. All the pictures are pretty big. It hasn't flowered for me. Hasn't basiled for me. I guess that's, I don't know if I should consider that a good thing, but the plant seems pretty healthy, so no complaints. Another picture here. I know the lighting isn't great over here. I need to add some more lights, probably. Like right here is where I need to add some more lights. But that's not your guys' problem. Another plant, a really large plant over here. This is Veitchii Palmore crossed Edwardsiana from Flora Collaborative. This one is over a foot, which is kind of my measurement for, very American of me, but it's kind of my measurement for, the big pitcher club. This is the first pitcher I've had that went over a foot, so I was really happy about that. It's got a basil, which I just noticed about a week ago. Let me come to the other side real quick. This is the newest pitcher. They're very green when they first open, except the body. The body stays very pink, red like that. Then they darken to very almost bronze like, which I really think is nice. I think this is the toothier version, I suppose, of cousin to Edwardsiana or truncata crossed Edwardsiana. That's a awesome plant as well. I think this one's a little more toothy than truncata Edwardsiana, but truncata Edwardsiana has the size over this plant. But this is no slouch either. These plants get very, very big. This here is Rob Cantley. This is a seed grown from Calcarn. I've had it for a few years. I got it as a little seedling. It's been super vigorous for me. It's one of my fastest growing species, and I know it's surprising to some people, and it was surprising to me too, honestly. Maybe I just got lucky with the seedling that I got. This is Queen of Hearts crossed King of Spades, I think. It's the same one that Borneo Exotics remade, but Calcarn did it in their in-house as well, and this is one of their in-house ones. It's been super vigorous, like I said. I'm hoping within the next year I have like foot long sized pitchers. Coming back over here. Back here we got truncata cross Veitchii M, or possibly the reverse. This is a basil, which the basil pictures are really red, and then the ones down here are not red, which is really interesting. It's not like it gets more light up here. I mean, possibly from here, but I'm not so sure. This one should be a really nice plant here soon. It's had 2 vines here. I cut one of the vines. I have it rooting out. So this plant did jump after I cut the other vine because it has more energy to put into this vine. So hopefully this plant gets really big soon. Got a handful full of orchids here. I'm not a very skilled orchid grower. I know what my problems are. I don't water them enough. I don't keep them wet enough. It's one reason I really like Nepenthes. They kind of thrive on neglect. One reason I really like them. There's not a whole lot down here. I'll cover maybe just this Bongso Vert Robusta cross Jacquelinie. one's pretty nice. I have a Vogelii here. This plant is Spectabilis crossed Platykyla. This plant, you can't kill it. I had this plant up in this corner. Some plants get watered more or less than others in here. That's just the way it goes with so many plants. And this plant basically didn't get watered for months at a time, and it just has continued to just grow and thrive and do better and better and better. I pulled it down recently, and I'm gonna treat it a little better, and hopefully it continues to grow well. This is LBV cross Mollis. Jacquelinia cross Spathulata. Bashiana. Vichii cross Bashiana. This one's got a new picture. Really fast growing one, that one is. This is Maxima across Trismatiensis. This is Mira across Vichii. Also some from Black Thumb Plants. This is the best picture yet. Unfortunately, I snapped the tendril, so it's probably gonna dry up and wither away in a couple days, but it was definitely the best picture so far, so I was glad to see that. Jamban. Really slow growing for me. I think that's probably it for that shelf. Not a whole lot over here. There's a Singolana by Hamada. It's got a bunch of pictures. This is a better view of the Candy by Candy Yamada. Really squat. This is the plant itself. Vichii Candy by Candy Yamada. It's that Truncata Premium Exotics. Rob Cantley by Jacquelinia. Try and make this as quick as possible because I know the attention span of YouTube viewers. This is LBV crossed Platykyla. Talking about the helis real quick. This is Godzilla. All the way back here. This is a basil plant. Let's see how large it is. Just crazy big, how insane big they get, and how fast they get that large. It's flowering right now. I did self-pollinate it. This will be the first time I have made heli seeds. I'm not sure if it looks like it took, but we're gonna have to see until we're gonna have to wait and see until after I harvest them. But yeah, you can see all the ones that I tried on. Pictures are quite large. This one's 5 inches across, and then this one is 7 inches across. diameter. This is one of my favorite heli species. This is folliculata, which I just love because they just explode out the side in these massive divisions. I just really like the way they grow. Super jug-like, tubby jug-like pitchers. Definitely one of my favorites. If not a little unruly and difficult to tame. It's always reaching across to other pots and inflating pitchers inside of other divisions. And this is Colleen. I recommend this plant for beginners, any beginners that want to start growing helis, that want to do species. This plant is super vigorous. They call it the little folliculata because it just looks like a small, more compact version of folliculata. They just make divisions all over the place. I have to divide this one up every once in a while. So they just grow so vigorously. Like I said, they're small, so it's small and compact. So if you have a small grow space or lack room, this is a good one to get. Parva. I'm not going to try to pull that one out. Purpurescence. Most of these are from Flora Collaborative, I should say. And because of that, from BCP. This one included. But these pictures are really large. It's probably my tallest, or one of my tallest helis for sure. There's Saracenoides. This is the chubby form from BCP, also from Flora. Probably my favorite species of heli. This is my only clone of Saracenoides, though. I'd like to get some more at some point. This is Nebly. Sorry about that. I accidentally ended my recording, so I'm on the other side of the greenhouse now. I think I left off right here. This is a Nebline. Parva, the other side of the Parva. Right here, this is Huberi. This is Pulchella Andreas Watsuba Clone 1 from Cherry Tepui. This is Exappendiculata. Sorry, I can't really pronounce that one. I have a hard time. This is from Acapaca, I think, Tepui. Again, I don't really know how to say these words very well, so apologies. This is a smaller variety of this species, which I really like, but it does stay pretty small and compact. There's some really large forms of this out there that I think are really nice. I'd like to get my hands on sometime soon. This is Tadii. Back here I got recently from Carnivorous. Still waiting for a picture on that. This is Uncinata giant form that I got from Nancy Martin's, I believe, a long time ago in the Facebook marketplace. Ionacei Zapergek, which has these really round nectar spoons I really like. This is Newtan's. It's kind of just a big moss ball at this point. I just have kind of let it do its thing, just kind of as an experiment. But there's a lot of divisions in here, and they're kind of growing out the top and everywhere, so that one will be fun to watch. What else is over here? I think this is just regular Ionacei here. And that's about it for my helis. Over here we have a Bashiana cross Malus, Andreas Watuba. This is Ephipiata, small plant from Yu Yi Grows. Really excited about this one to see in the future. But for now it's just a small plant. I have a Lowii back here. Try to get a better angle on it, but let's see here. This is my Lowii. I'm not going to try to pull it out. Very small pictures, not much to see right now. Catopsis Bertiana. We got Bashiana crossed Goliath back here from Josh's Carnivorous Plants. This is an Aime from Borneo Exotics. This is the one that's integrassed with Maxima, or it's a hybrid with Maxima. Whatever it is, whatever they call it. Down here, I showed you guys most of this. The last thing down here I'll show you is this Peluinensis. I got this from Carnivoro a couple years ago. This is a Borneo Exotics plant. This is the latest picture. It's not much bigger than the other one. It's took a little bit of a step back because I repotted it. But yeah, this is one of my favorite plants in the whole greenhouse. There's a little bit of, I think, fertilizer damage up here is what I think it is. But it seems to be still picturing, so I'm not too concerned. There's a nice jump here. This is the biggest jump I've seen in a couple years, I think. It's hard to tell in the video, but this is the biggest picture. Got a little bit of that fertilizer damage, I believe. The reason I believe it's fertilizer damage is I think there is some water dripping from up here when I fertilized my helis, and it was dripping down onto here, so that's just something to watch for sometimes, in cramped spaces, stuff like that. Azumie, that's vining, and it hasn't pictured for me. Hopefully it will soon. Undulatifolia, that's vining. There's a small picture down there, but I'm not going to pull it out. Drosera magnifica. And we'll move on to the last portion of the greenhouse here. This is probably the most cramped space of the whole area. It's very hard to get through here sometimes. There's that Singolana by Lowii. This is the biggest picture it has right now. I don't have any examples. This is the closest I have to when it opens. They color up or darken up pretty quickly, but they have lid hairs as well. This is Vicii by Lowii, Borneo Exotics, something or another. It's got Exudate up here. This one should be picturing again here soon. So I'm hoping this picture is even bigger than the last one. This is Stenophylla. Got this one from Pearl River. Oh, misters are coming on. I have, while they're going, talk about that for a minute. I have a Mist King mister that I have that runs all the way through the whole greenhouse. I find that really helps me stay on top of watering. I had a smaller mister for a while. It wasn't quite doing the job, so I upgraded a while back, and this really helps. I don't have to come in here and water stuff nearly as much, so that's been super helpful. This is Glandulifera crossvichii. Just a fantastic cross. They'll get a lot larger. I've seen some examples of some people that have some even larger ones, and these are pretty sizable as it is. So it'll be fun to see how large these ones get. They're almost like football-like when they get super large, at least from the photos I've seen online. So this is Bashiana cross tenuis. This is Tentaculata cross Lowii, one of my favorite hybrids, a natural hybrid, I believe. I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not, but I mean, I have my suspicions that it's probably, I'm not a scientist or anything, but you'll see, at least from what I've heard, there's Tentaculata all over in the same area that Lowii grows, so I would only imagine that they've hybridized at one point, but either way, I really like this hybrid. It's one of my favorite hybrids, period. They're not huge or anything, but they have a really great shape to them and a really great color that stays for a long time. This is an Hermes. Been struggling with this. I thought it was maybe like a malnutrition, lack of nutrition on a certain level. I'm not sure. Maybe fungus. Never really holds more than one pitcher at a time for me. So now that this one's opening, this one will probably go here soon. Got Placerium Ridley down here. Just kind of let it do its thing. This is a Truncata cross Jacquelineae. This is Rob Cantley cross Platykyla. There's a new picture forming here. I was hoping it was going to pop before I filmed this video, but not quite. While we're down here, before I forget real quick, we got Amira. This is VGI 4021, which I think is called Barrio Gold. It's got a really tall neck. I've seen one of the parents has a very tall neck, almost mollusk-like. So I'm hoping the neck will get really tall in that, but we'll see. This is that Premium Exotics Truncata I was talking about earlier. The other side, the other plant, larger of the two, less striped than the other one, but still nice. I like my Truncatas striped and my VGI's not. Kind of funny how that works. LBV cross Mira. Probably the biggest picture right now. This is Platykyla. This is an intermediate pitcher. I think, let's see here. This is the next Platykyla pitcher. I think this is going to be a lot closer to an upper. So I'm really excited for that. This is Ventricosa crossed Saber Black Cherry, which is basically just Ventricosa. It's like a lot of Ventricosa and a little bit Trismatiensis, I believe. I'm not really big into Ventricosa or plants with Ventricosa in them. I've kind of been working on purging some of that stuff out of here just because I'm starting to run out of space, so I'm just trying to keep the stuff that I really enjoy to grow. This is Singolana cross tenuous. This is an intermediate. The vine, let's see here. I think this is the vine here, just flowered male for me not too long ago. This is the Bashiana cross tenuous, really tall. Has not flowered for me. But these two plants grow insane, and I assume it's from the tenuous side of things. What else do I have? This is what I think is a tivii. Got from my friend Robert at Carnage Farms a while back. It's a pretty big plant. I could definitely see it being tivii. These are some Catopsis Nutan seedlings I've been growing for a while. I grew them all right onto this cork. They've been doing okay. They're pretty slow though. This is a Veitchii 3734 that I got from Carnivoro a few years back. Got a picture coming in here soon. This is a Veitchii by Clipiata that I just got recently from Black Thumb Plants. This is a very large plant. I'm looking forward to this one. It's one of my favorite hybrids, Veitchii by Clipiata. So I'm really excited to have a really big one. I have a few small ones, but I was really happy to do a trade with him and get this plant. So I hope that Glabrata is doing well for you. Speaking of that, I got one right here. The vine kind of goes crazy. It starts all the way over here. You can kind of see it goes all the way up and ends right here. And it has not flowered for me. I don't think it's basiled for me, which is kind of interesting. But hopefully that one will do one of the two soon. Here's, I think, the only active picture at the moment. This is Borneo Exotics. I can't remember what form it is. It's, I think, just like standard form. This is the Veitchii wall. Not really anything to say about this right now. I just recently set this up. A lot of these are kind of recent, pretty recent plants or very small plants I decided to put up here. So I think maybe next update there'll be more talk about here on the Veitchii wall. I'm thinking about, as far as updates go, maybe every 6 months to maybe a year. I'm not sure yet. I was thinking possibly 3 months, but that just seems like too often. So I'm thinking every 6 months I'll do an update. But I'll keep you guys updated in the community tab about when I'll be doing updates and stuff like that. Just a few more plants in here to show. This is Hamada by Truncata, or Truncata by Hamada, Predator. I got from Pearl River Exotics. Can't remember which one this one is. I think it's like Clone 2 or something like that from Jeremiah Harris. Just noticed that looks like that fan ate up that tendril too, so something you gotta watch for is where your fans are and where your plants are growing. It happens. This is Veitchii K by Loei Campanulata from Todd's. This plant's a little bit of a bush. It's probably got 2 or 3 basils. I need to snip them so that the main growth will grow a little faster. This is Bashiana by Platykyla. I mean, look at the peristom on that. That is so good. It just looks like a giant Platykyla, honestly. The lowers, not so much, but the uppers just look like a giant Platykyla, which, what else can you ask for? This is new. I haven't seen this yet. Just pulled this out for the first time. Stenophylla. I know I talked about it earlier, but it's pretty nice. Looks like an upper, maybe, or intermediate at least. Sorry, bear with me. I'm trying not to damage things as I pull them out. I'm sorry for jiggling you guys around. This is Bongzo Very Robusta. I got a few years back from Pearl River. When they open, they're it's almost like a pink color, the peristome, and it gets very dark over time. And the peristome's really tall, almost like a mollusk or something like that. Just a beautiful plant. I really do love this plant. There's not many other species out there that are like that, you know. And it is vining now. It decided to vine or push its first like elongated node right here, and then it just decided it's just gonna straight up vine. And this leaf is really big. This is its biggest leaf, so I'm hoping to see some really cool intermediate uppers, because the difference between the intermediates on these and the lowers are pretty stark. So I think it should be pretty cool to see them transition from lowers to intermediate to uppers. That'll be a fun thing to watch, and I'll be sure to post stuff like that on my Instagram. I'm sure most of you guys are here from my Instagram page, so most of you already know, but my Instagram handle is Planted Space. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Down here it's just smaller plants I won't bother talking about. This is a Tibii Red Queen. There's a larger picture on the other side. This is a Mollusk cross Platykyla. Sibuensis crossed Mariliana. Did forget to show you guys the Sibuensis here. I have to be very delicate pulling it out because I damaged the tendril the other day. But this is the largest picture I've had so far in this Sibuensis. You can see where I damaged the tendril, unfortunately. Trying to admire it. It's about the size of a beer can or pop can. This is a Borneo Exotics one. I have an Andreas Wetsuba one that I prefer down here. But the latest picture, which was awesome, died off, unfortunately. Didn't last too long. The pictures on this AW one don't last as long as on the other one. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think I have anything else. If I have anything else after this, I'll attach it to the end of the video. But thank you for coming along. I'll be sure to update you guys on the community post, like I said before. And yeah, happy World Carnivorous Plant Day, and see you guys in 6 months. Peace out. And of course I did forget something. Again, my first video, so forgive me. This is Brocchinia reducta from Curious Plants. I've had this plant for years, probably before I started with most of these Nepenthes in here. And then this is Hectioides from Flore. I know both these plants need more light. It's just with how large they are. That's just how things worked out. And hopefully soon I'll have a better spot for these to give them more light. But yeah, anyways, take it easy.